Putin is losing his fellow dictators not only beyond the border, but also among his own domesticated ghouls. Mole's personal foot soldier, Kadyrov, is once again knocking on the gates of hell. Apparently, Dondon's health has sharply deteriorated.
In reality, only two people in Russia know what's actually going on. Those are Ramzan Kadyrov and Vladimir Putin. No one else knows anything about it. Because this is one of the most important state secrets in Russia. As of today, it is absolutely obvious, clear, and evident to everyone that Ramzan Kadyrov is seriously, gravely, and possibly fatally ill. In
late December, Kadyrov unexpectedly missed the annual gathering in Moscow, the traditional session of the Russian State Council. Before this, Ramzanchik had always dutifully put on his festive stockings and attended such events to demonstrate his loyalty to the Führer. That's why the absence of the Chechen terrorist at the State Council immediately caused panic among the ranks of the ultra-patriots. And with good reason. As it turned out, he flew to Moscow but never made it to the Kremlin. He was hospitalized and taken to intensive care at the Central Clinical Hospital of the Presidential Administration. By the way, this is practically his second home now. He visits this hospital more often than he attends his son's award ceremonies.
His frequent hospitalizations and poor health are obvious to everyone, no matter how you look at it.
Rumor has it that Dondon was barely brought back to life. Then they hooked him up to IVs and sent him back to Grozny. After that, Kadyrov didn't appear in public for a long time. It's clear that the tyrant of Chechnya has completely lost his presentable appearance. Everyone started glancing at their watches, hoping that any moment now, black smoke would rise above Kadyrov's residence.
So that he would die.
The most terrifying thing for dictators and gang leaders isn't even being wounded or sick, but when everyone sees their weakness and helplessness, because their authority is based solely on fear. And now, despite his critical physical condition, Kadyrov staged an anti-crisis move and recorded a video in which he tried to show that he was full of strength and that rumors about his illness were being spread by Satanists.
My spirits are high. People understand us just fine. But these Satanists are up to no good. They don't mind their own business, and they get paid for it. No matter what we say or show, there will still be rumors, and they aren't shy about it even when you put yourself out there.
Shoot me, you son of a...
That didn't turn out so well. If anyone had doubts after watching this video, everyone was convinced that Kadyrov's days are numbered. This gangster carcass is very unlikely to make it to the next new year. And his vegetative and physical functions might be reduced to just blinking and stroking his beard. By the way, this isn't the first time Kadyrov has tried to convince everyone that he's still going strong. And every time, these videos only confirm the progression of his illness. And also mental.
Levchenko, get away from... You killed a man. I killed the bandit.
During the direct line, Kadyrov was literally forced to justify his poor health. The academician admitted that he sometimes feels unwell because he is very worried about the Chechen fighters fighting at the front.
Good joke.
And also, in especially tough moments, Kadyrov likes to defeat Ukraine and capture Kyiv. Well, everyone knows he hasn't personally won in the special military operation yet, only because Putin hasn't given the order. Otherwise, he would have gone all out. This time, his worsening illness once again showed symptoms of a wannabe conqueror. After watching the Venezuelan special operation and the performance by the American Delta, Ramzan crawled out of his duck and declared that if necessary, he could kidnap and deliver Zelensky to Grozny faster than they did with Maduro. Apparently, they've started treating him with heavy psychotropic drugs.
No prisoners, destroy them, and intensify the fight. Actually, well over 100% are still currently residing inside the house.
Father! Well, did you see that?
On January 3rd, Kadyrov appeared in public for the first time since his hospitalization. He attended the opening of a school and was moving around with a cane. Either he's carrying a concealed sword, or it's already hard for the comrade to move his legs. This isn't the first time Putin's foot soldier has lost his balance. In March 2024, Kadyrov was seen with a cane amid rumors about his deteriorating health. In recent years, his condition has gotten much worse. Cocaine and shooting golden assault rifles have finally ruined the Padisha's health.
Friends, I'll give it to you as a gift.
Wow, that's something. Are those diamonds, probably?
Well, that's what they say. I don't really know much about it. I'm just a guy from the village. How would I know?
About 5 years ago, karma rewarded Kadyrov with pancreatic necrosis. The mortality rate from this disease reaches 80%. So Ramzan has literally been clinging to life for many years now. And with each passing year, it gets harder and harder for him to do so. There was a time when he was even being buried, but so far, as they say, it was a false alarm.
So how would you comment on all these rumors? Whether about Kadyrov's possible illness or about the possible death of Ramzan Kadyrov?
Well, first of all, people are probably waiting for this no less than they're waiting for other news coming from Moscow, the 25th.
The year 2025 has become especially difficult for the dictator. Officially, he went on vacation 4 times. That's a normal job he's got. Moreover, his vacations could last for several months. Kadyrov leads a secretive lifestyle, most likely because he is bedridden. According to media reports, in 2025, Kadyrov spent most of his life either in his residence or at the Imedi clinic. He also, of course, traveled to a clinic in Dubai. That doesn't seem very patriotic or homely.
I probably won't say anything to Kadyrov anymore, because Kadyrov, well, that's it, he's done for. Honestly, it's already pitiful to look at him. You just feel sorry for him. Just look, only 5 years ago, during this Mawlid that he periodically organizes at his home in Kosiyurt, at the
Blessed Gathering, they recited the Mawlid, praising the Prophet Muhammad. And
look, now they've held the same kind of event once again, another Mawlid at Kadyrov's house. Look at how he looks now.
Even in Kadyrov's closest circle, no one believes in a positive outcome. Everyone is preparing for a change of leadership in Chechnya. Even Kadyrov himself is dreaming about it now. That's why he's constantly begging Putin to let him go in peace, to die. Almost every year Kadyrov wants to resign, but Putin keeps him on a leash. The Führer is afraid that replacing his loyal enforcer could undermine stability in Chechnya and the entire Caucasus. There is a risk that the Chechens might take advantage of a power vacuum and start a liberation uprising against the Reich. Another possibility can't be ruled out either, that Kadyrov's henchmen might start an open armed fight for power.
Banya, leave her alone. No, Banya, no, come on! Banya, stop that right now, please. Just leave her alone.
Today, Ramzan Kadyrov is probably closer to Putin than his own son. This is one of the foundations of Vladimir Putin's power in Russia. It's essentially the basis of his state policy that he managed to defeat Chechnya, and for him, Ramzan Kadyrov is a symbol of that victory.
Kadyrov himself, feeling the cold breath of the old woman in black on the back of his neck, has long been hysterically trying to appoint his son Adam as his successor. He hands out incredible posts and positions to a boy who was just a school kid yesterday. Count them on your fingers. A Chechen boy in his underwear, the Secretary of the Security Council of Chechnya. Head of the Department for Ensuring the Security of the Head of the Republic. Supervisor of the security forces, including the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the combat battalions. And since January of the new year, the newly branched off Kadyrov is now also Deputy Prime Minister of the Chechen government.
to the throne of the village, to the throne of the village, the Tsar to the palace, the Tsar to the palace.
And by the age of 18, Kadyrov Jr. has accumulated more awards than Zhukov and Suvorov combined. For those who don't know, Adam Kadyrov fought so valiantly against tin cans at the shooting range that he became a hero of the Chechen Republic. But no matter how hard Ramzan tries to push his offspring as his own replacement, even the most delusional old men in the Kremlin understand that this is a disgrace and a farce. Appointing an underage psychopath could only destabilize the situation in Chechnya. That's why Kadyrov is allowed to wear medals, mock prisoners, and shoot from a moving car, but he was told to forget about power.
Who are you people? I didn't invite you. Get the hell out.
Ramzan isn't giving up and has pulled out his second son, Akhmat, from the shadows, who by Chechen government standards is practically an old man. He's already 20 years old. This dictator's son is now also a deputy prime minister of the long-suffering republic. It's not hard to guess that now they'll try to turn him into the Don, a Don substitute.
It's a kind of belief in a myth that's been hyped up in the media. But I don't know. It's not like that. There's no Superman, no competition for him, no successors or stand-ins. There's just no one. There's only what the federal center wants. If the Kremlin decides to put Larisa Dolina there, then Larisa Dolina will be put there. And all those who today say they're ready to follow Ramzan into hell will follow Larisa Dolina and sing her songs.
Everything is heading toward the end of the Chechen collaborator's story. The Kremlin has no idea who to replace him with. Otherwise, they would have long ago appointed someone in place of the dying infantryman. Perhaps at first they considered Alaudinov. Propaganda even tried to make him out to be a smart man and a war hero. There was a time when his mug was everywhere, on every iron. But then they quickly realized that it's better not to show people Aladdin's bast shoes, and that he shouldn't be allowed to open his mouth. After all, the nonsense he spouts is even worse than Peskov's. And besides, Alaudinov is in constant conflict with the ultra-patriots and Z supporters. So his candidacy is just right. For the Third Chechen War.
Honestly, I find it all very funny. Now, the new, so to speak, representative of the House of Tolerance from Donetsk is mentioning Strelkov Gherkin's name, saying that he supposedly told him something about me. And for some reason, if he is a representative of the LGBT, that is, it's like, well, I would characterize individuals such as yourself as being women of low social responsibility.
Round. After Kadyrov was packaged, there are no good options left for Moscow. And there is hope that Chechnya and the Caucasus will have a chance at freedom.
The traffic accident involving Adam Kadyrov, the son of the Chechen leader, has become one of the most talked about incidents in recent times. The publication Kavkaz Reali notes that the Chechen authorities have not released any official statements either about the incident itself and the condition of the leader's son, or about its legal registration and the possible liability of those involved. According to various sources, one person died in this accident. According to media reports, it occurred on January 16, 2026. In the fall of 2022, various unofficial sources reported a serious accident involving Adam Kadyrov, who was only 14 years old at the time. It was noted that 2 people died in the accident, and Adam's attempt to leave the scene in a security vehicle resulted in another fatal collision, according to reports by Kavkaz Reali. Kavkaz Reali points out that the motorcades of Kadyrov's people move rather chaotically. A local resident in Grozny explains that the traffic police can stop traffic at any particular moment, even when the traffic light signal is green.
From the outside, it looks like a sudden traffic jam for no reason. People are late for work or home and end up stuck in kilometer-long traffic jams.
At the same time, there are theories that Adam Kadyrov was not actually involved in an accident, but that there may have been an attempt on his life. Russian commentator Olga Kurnosova talks about this on the program Arsenal, citing her own sources.
Even the criminal cases initiated by the Republic's Investigative Committee are under Articles 205 and 317. That constitutes the crime of murder and a terrorist act. As for Kadyrov's car, it was fired at with, I think it's called a Muka grenade launcher, and then they found an abandoned Toyota Land Cruiser with Krasnodar license plates where there was 1 used Muka and 2 more unused ones. So they hit the target with the first shot.
According to the expert, the assassination attempt could have been carried out either by people connected to the Kremlin or by those involved with Chechen clans. The Russian commentator suggests that even Ramzan Kadyrov's closest associates might be involved in this. Konosova notes, if the assassination attempt really did take place, it indicates that the struggle for power in Chechnya is already